Hey everyone, welcome back, and we're going to do another group SRT clearing on adrenal fatigue. This is one that's been suggested by some of you lovely subscribers out there. So it was also suggested to do exhaustion with it, but I'm going to do exhaustion I think separately. So we'll do adrenal fatigue first, and let's see how you get on. This is me. I'm the face behind the pendulum. If you have any suggestions, then constructive ones, positive ones, then please obviously drop them in the comments, and we'll get started. So set your intention to receive the benefits of this clearing for your highest good. Then you can always turn the sound down if you wish and just lie there, or you can carry on with your normal day-to-day duties. Entirely up to you what you want to do. It's a very gentle clearing, but it's a very powerful clearing, even as a group clearing. I won't be going into huge detail because it's a group clearing. We don't know who's tuning in, but it's still powerful. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. So let's get you focused on the charts as I'm going through this. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just position it. There you go. I probably should edit it out, but I'm not. Anyway, so we're looking at adrenal fatigue. Are we clear what we're working on? I'm working with the God team as normal, and it's at 0% positive, 100% negative, which I kind of expect really for a group clearing. We want to look at the level of consciousness it's sitting at, where the pendulum begins to change. Let's have a look. Oops, let's get that going again. Right, let's have a look. Where do I feel the change? Somewhere around here. Christ consciousness. So let's just I'm just going to ask the teams, the God team that I'm working with today, to clear away any blocks, any programs, anything at all from Christ consciousness, level of consciousness on chart 3 in this system, the SRT system, and clear it up to radiant love new paradigm level is a very minimum level of consciousness, raising up to 100 positive and down to 0% negative, which is where we want it. I won't go into all the deep explaining like I've done in many other videos, because you can have a look at those, but if any gems come up, I will of course share them with you. I'm just getting my book out there in case anything comes up that I need to read out. By my side there, all prepared. Lovely. So we're just clearing away. I hope you're all keeping well. Look after yourselves. Adrenal fatigue is a big one with people, especially our sensitive souls who are very spiritual. But we can get very burnt out by today's society and other people's expectations on us, our own expectations on us, where we feel we should be, and social media fuels a lot of that as well. And adrenal fatigue is a biggie. So many instances of depression and Lyme disease, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, ME, all sorts of things out there which are linked to adrenal fatigue. Living in tense homes, being brought up by parents with some significant behavioural issues, all leads to adrenal fatigue. And if you're a particularly sensitive soul, I know I am, then you bury a lot of it out of survival when you're young. And it's going to come out at some stage. So still clearing away. So there's obviously a lot of programs, a lot of blocks there that are going on. The bulk of the clearing is done by the teams that I work with on the other side of life. So I do a very small part of the research. They do the vast majority of it. And like other charts and systems, it's not about the system, it's about how you use it and the person using it and the level of consciousness that they're working at. These are tools, the fantastic tools and very powerful tools. But it's like everyone's like, if you go to someone who practices Reiki, you know, there are some people who practice Reiki who can bring through an enormous amount of energy, and those where you barely feel anything and nothing seems to happen. So it's not just the tool, it's how you use it and the level of consciousness of the person using it as well. Let's just have a look and see where we're going first. Chart 5, which is blocks and interference and negative motivations. So it's where all the dense energy sort of sits as well. Anything on the inside. So we have discarnates in the aura. I'm not going to count how many. Dark forces. We have imprint of brain damage. Discarnates and possession. Anything else on the inside? Anything on the outside? No, let's just get all those cleared at all levels of consciousness there from you. It's all dense energy that we're holding on to there. Getting it cleared out for your highest good. So normally what I'd do is I'd find out how many are there. Do we need to research why they're there? And I would find out how many levels of consciousness they're running at. Sometimes we need to investigate why there's an imprint of brain damage. Imprints are very strongly held beliefs, most likely from other lifetimes experiences or ancestral lifetimes experiences. But also, of course, if you've been born into this world and the doctor says if we don't get some oxygen into her soon, she'll have brain damage. You know, it's all stuff that's absorbed in our consciousness. So the consciousness, that unconscious part of us, is absorbing everything that's being said and done, even without understanding it at all times. Right from the moment our consciousness attaches to the fetus, or sometimes the consciousness attaches at birth rather than early on in the fetus. So the moment, you know, that happens, then I used to do hypnotherapy sessions with clients that would go back into the womb regularly during a session, and they could hear everything that was going on around them without understanding it. So they never felt wanted from way back in the womb when their consciousness attached or began to attach. So it's very powerful when you have children, that everything you say and do and your actions all of it goes straight into the unconscious mind. And as we grow up, so a lot of the behaviors grow up with us, but a lot of them don't, you know. This is where we get problems later on. So master programs, discordant energy. We've got master program of abandonment there, which ties in with the kidney adrenal area. Outside left, feeling powerless. Outside left, we've got fear, obviously. Outside left, quite a few things there. Hate of self. Anything else there? Do they have past life roots and ancestral roots? Yeah, okay, we're not going to investigate those again because it's a group clearing. So we're going to ask the teams to clear out at all levels of consciousness from past life and ancestral roots across all time, space and dimension. All fear, all abandonment, all powerlessness, all hate of self. Clearing those away from whoever is watching this for their highest good. And of course the kidney adrenal area is very much related to fear, where we hold on to the fear. And that makes sense. Fear of being powerless, fear of being abandoned. That's a biggie. It's such a biggie with people. I mean, I've worked with clients for over 25 years now, and abandonment is it's the biggest block, I think, because it's separation, and of course that's what kind of forms the ego, isn't it? That separation, belief of separation. Feeling abandoned by God, feeling abandoned by your parents, feeling abandoned by your loved ones, siblings, even abandoning yourself there, feeling abandoned by the universe. Such a biggie. It blocks the abundance flow. And I've certainly put that as the number one abundance block, abandonment. Such an illusion. Right, okay, so where are we going next? 10A. Let's have a look. We've got conscious and subconscious memory. This is a God level of consciousness here. We've got blocked chakras going on with some of you. Blocks and interference there. Anything else? Any scarring or anything like that? Okay, do we need to investigate the blocks and interference at all? Or do we need to investigate the blocked chakras or anything there at all? No. all levels of consciousness. Let's just clear all those blocks and interference that are coming up. The teams don't need me to investigate, so they're going to do that themselves for whoever it's pertinent to, who's watching this. And let's clear all those block chakras out. Let's cleanse, balance, harmonize, and realign all of those chakras there as well, especially those governing the kidney adrenal area. Let's clear all conscious, subconscious memory, any subconscious clutter that's there as well. This is all at the God level of consciousness on chart 3, which is not the highest level. You'd think it would be, wouldn't you? But the God level of consciousness, there's the Godhead, there's the God, infinite beings, infinite levels there. There's the Godhead up there, the grand I whole up here. There's the incarnational level down here. And this is where most issues get stuck. Sometimes they're even below the chart down here. And then it then continues and goes all the way up there. It's radiant love, new paradigm level, and then 120 feet or more beyond that page. Because as we're learning so much, and especially in the last 10, 15 years, the energy's expanded and expanded and expanded. So it goes beyond the page now. More and more levels of consciousness as the great spirits experiencing and so on. Okay, right. Where are we going next? Chart 10B, which is programs created by spirit. This is the first level of programming. So it's the most important one that we all have. We've got self-punishment going on there. Anything else? Do you have any dysfunction of mind? No. So let's clear all self-punishment across all time, space and dimension, clearing all depths and levels and ranges and limitations, everything, everywhere, self-punishment. We're also going to clear any self-punishment that's held within body programs, body memories, replication, rebuilding, and memory images. Well, I'm told they don't rebuild or replicate anymore. But let's clear all that self-punishment out. So much of us, especially the spiritual, sensitive people, are carrying so much self-punishment, carrying the weight of the world on the shoulders, the weight of their family, taking the responsibility for what they endured by their family as they were growing up as well, leading to that adrenal fatigue, inheriting their parents' unresolved emotions, emotional attachments as well, and therefore every generation's got weaker in terms of health in recent years, in the last 100 years or so. The liver's become more toxic. Every generation, you know, it's why you get so many kids now that are falling ill much, much earlier, because their liver's more toxic with every generation. You look at the last 100 years, how farming methods have changed, how many pesticides are out there, how much pollution is out there, how much anger we're all holding on to, unresolved stuff from your parents that they held on to. You know, creating that cellular environment which is toxic, whether it's by emotions, thoughts, pesticides, pollutions. The food we eat doesn't have the same taste. The soil doesn't have the same quality. The seas, the water. Look what happened with the radiation, you know, in the world. It's really a toxic world. Trees being cut down and so on and so on. So much mercury poisoning out there as well. So all of that, you know, through the chain, you know, if you're a meat eater, you got all the hormones, all the antibiotics being put into the animals as well. So it's what they're being fed, you know, and so on and so on. So it's all going into the body at some level. Even if you're not a meat eater, I'm vegan, and you know, if I can't get organic produce, then I'm still not getting the best quality of things, because the soil isn't a good quality. And you know, other vegetables which aren't organic vegetables are still treated in some ways. And so, you know, we've got to really look after our body and detox as much as possible. And self-punishment, though, is one of those toxins we hold on to. I don't know how I got onto all of that spiel. I'm just obviously off on one this morning. So, right, still clearing that self-punishment was a big one for those with adrenal fatigue. So that's worth remembering there. Something to look at, something to work at. So 12, spirit energy programming. We've got dysfunction of creative energy by emotions, a dysfunction of spirit by error consciousness, a dysfunction of God consciousness at spirit level, loss of seeing God, and a loss of hearing God. Anything else there? Yeah, there's quite a lot on here. The dysfunction of spirit by thought, pre-programming of spirit by God. Do we need to investigate that pre-programming? No. Are you going to do that yourself? So let's just clear all of that from you. That's there. That's quite a lot. And this is spirit energy programming is Queen of Life consciousness. So it's a level, it's like the womb level of the soul in its creation. And then it's the first expression of the living soul is at Lord of Lords, which follows that Queen of Life there. King of Kings is the egg and sperm level of the soul, if you like. So you can see that in the chart. 3 again. And the Queen of Life level, governs the spirit. There's a spiritual body there, which has a subconscious mind, and the Lord of Lords is the living soul, which has the conscious mind. So it has a consciousness that has a subconscious aspect there in the spiritual body and the living soul. This is all that soul level. I'm probably not explaining that very well there. So yeah. It's just clearing that away. So keep the suggestions coming in as well. If you want to have some individual clearings, private clearings with me, I offer an SRT package, which is 3 clearings and a brain spiritual restructuring that goes with it, which is really powerful. That's on my website, all details below. I also work one-to-one on Zoom, but with intuitive shifting of subconscious beliefs there and then. It's a bit of a mix of theta healing, hypnotherapy, spiritual teaching, spiritual therapy, all combined into one. All my knowledge basically combined into one, doing it my way, intuitively, where we're looking for. I work very, very uniquely and combining all those skills that I have to bring about transformation, and the transformation can be incredibly powerful. Depends where you are along your journey. It's pretty tough for some people because we're deconstructing the ego, we're deconstructing what you've always known. If you held on to it for 50 odd years, then it's going to be tough as we deconstruct it. You're going to feel like you're in no man's land. But when you get through the other side of it, oh my goodness, it's like a new you, a new level of happiness, joy, empowerment more than anything else. So I offer packages on Zoom for those as well. Still clearing away here, so quite a lot there. Slowing that. There we go. I can just feel it. I just feel a change. So where are we going next? Right. It's quite a lot on adrenal fatigue. So we're at I am level consciousness next. So dysfunction of space-time energy and a separation from love and a duality of the I am level consciousness. We're going to just ask the God team or your high self teams there to clear all of those for you, bring you back into perfect health, harmony and balance for your highest good. I've just been drawn to a piece in the book about Armageddon. I think I've explained Armageddon before, but I'm just going to read it out. I don't know why. It just jumped out at me. So there's always a reason why these things jump out at me. So Armageddon. There is no Armageddons slated for this planet. The battle that you are fighting is in you. The final war, brackets Armageddon, that we are fighting is the battle between good and evil, right and wrong, Everything is part of the experiential learning process, facing the challenges of life, working through them, and moving into the consciousness of spirit until you are okay. Spirit says that we have cleared enough souls on this planet so that there will not be a general holocaust, nor will there be a polar shift. Nor will there be a polar shift. So that's interesting, because that's been predicted many times. Right, where are we going next? 22, new one universe. Breaking the bonds of the 2,600 pathways, which is the level of consciousness there. Past lives in the new one universe. The Godhead is all is the Godhead, clearing all blocks to that as well. So we're just clearing all those in the new one universe. So the 2,600 pathways are the pathways of evolution that lead to human expression. There are 136 major categories involved in the 2,600 paths. One of the categories is animal, which consists of 540 of the total 2,600. All paths are prior to and precede the creation of mankind as a spiritual body, living soul. The paths in total contain everything that is the embryo, divine plan, first draft, 83 waves of expression, and rim of creation. When the first 6 inches below chart 3, that was the chart of the consciousness that I've showed you before, are indicated, it involves the 2,600 pathways. Below that are the waves of expression, and further below is the rim of creation. So it's a very dense level of consciousness, the 2,600 pathways. The first 6 inches below chart 3. Let me just show you chart 3 again. There's chart 3, that's incarnation level. Anything below that is really dense energy. So just move the chart along, you can see. So 6 inches below, you're looking about here, below, which is always for me, when I'm working with energies down here, then I'm looking at dark angels level, that kind of level of consciousness. So we want to break the bonds of that very dense energy there from the new one universe. Still clearing away. Did you know, it's something I've done for years now, you can bless your food with the numbers 995. 9 is the number of spiritual completion. It is the Trinity squared. When you square a number, it is considered to be complete. 5 is the physical body. The number 995 is the Trinity squared times the Trinity squared to the 5 sense body. The vitality of food blessed with the number 995 is 10 times higher than normal. I've been doing it for years, blessing my food now. 995. Bless the food after being cooked in a microwave oven. This is especially important. Gosh, yes. Threw away my microwave a couple of years ago. Maybe more than that, actually. I hadn't used it for a long, long time. So if you look at Dr. Emoto's work, he's photographed molecules that have been microwaved. It's quite fascinating how distorted they become. And if you're putting that into your body, it's you want the purest. So bless your food, bless your animals' food as well. When you put your animals' food out, say 995 as you look at it, as you focus in on 995, bless this food for my dog, for my cat, for my birds, for my guinea pigs or whatever, 995 this food, bless this food, 995 it. Okay, right, where are we going next? It's quite a long clearing, this one, for adrenal fatigue. Chart 26, freedom is free. Let's have a look and see what blocks we've got running. There is no judgment, there is no separation, blocks to those. So can we just get those cleared? So let's just clear those away, all those blocks to there is no judgment, there is no separation. It's clearing those away from you. There's obviously quite a lot to be cleared with adrenal fatigue, and I guess there's lots of factors feeding into it. 366,666 lives is the maximum number of lives that a soul can register as having been in a physical body. Actually, no soul incarnates that many times. They pick up the essence of other souls and thus accumulate their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding without going through that many physical incarnations. Total, the number's 366,666, and you have a 33, which is the number of spiritual completion, a double trinity. Wonderful. Another gem of information there. So, where are we going next? Are we nearly there? Are we there yet? Chart 30. Final light. What needs clearing from these beautiful individuals now? We need to clear their life stream and their soul fingerprints, and then wrap up. So let's clear the life stream and their soul fingerprints. So like our physical fingerprints, the soul has fingerprints too. I'm just looking for the official explanation for you. Here we go. So the soul fingerprints are set up by the 17th group of gods on chart 3. This is, again, that level of consciousness. They are the ones that said, "Let us make man in our image and likeness," in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. Just as the physical body of each person has its identifying fingerprints, so the soul has its identifying characteristics or fingerprints. The high self says they are unexplainable, so just clear them when they come up. I'm sure they're explainable on the other side of life, but anyway, we're clearing them here, and we're clearing the life stream as well. I'm going to ask that the light stream is also cleared as well. Let's just give it a good old, anyone watching, a good old cleanse for their highest good. So, some of you may wonder what's the difference between life stream and light stream. Life stream is from spirit, which flows through the embryo, divine plan, spiritual realms, and into physical expression. All of the elements, factors, and experiences of the life stream need to be cleared and harmonized for complete resonance of the soul with spirit. This stream was shown as sparkles, indicating the countless particles that are involved in the makeup of this stream, most of which involve the education of the soul in the Garden of Eden before it became physical. And light stream. The light stream is the knowledge gained through the physical experiences and between incarnations, when the soul returns to the spiritual realms to assimilate and harmonize what was experienced in the physical. The light stream rises from the lowest level on chart 3, that's levels of consciousness, to the Godhead and beyond, to be, live life, that's a level of consciousness. It contains all of the experiences and knowledge the soul gained before it incarnated, during physical life, and as it returns to spirit. Oh, that's my stomach rumbling, I'm hungry. Right, still clearing away, there we go. That's all that lot explained for you. Where are we going now? Anywhere else? Can we go straight to mop up now? I'm just going to go straight to mop up rather than go through anything. Normally in an individual one, I go through your energy bodies and also ask lots of other different questions as well. But we're just going straight to mop up. Mop up is where the bulk of the clearing takes place. Just going to ask the teams to work with an affirmation for each of you today, which is I'm in perfect health and continue to feel better day by day. I'm in perfect health and continue to feel better day by day. I'm just going to ask the teams as well to go through the health charts as well, which I'm not going to do right now because of time, to go through the health charts as well and look at the adrenals, look at the function of the kidneys and adrenals in particular, clearing away any programs directly from the physical organs and the energetic aspect of the organs from anybody that's watching this recording. I know when you go through your individual, I've gone through my individual organs in my body, and you can really feel the difference when you're healing them. Not just with SRT, I've done it with SRT, but I've done it with other methods as well, intuitive methods. And yeah, you can really feel the difference when you go through. There's a calmness that comes about within your body, and what you're doing is you're again, it's tilling the soil, it's creating that environment for your cells to flourish. And if those communities of cells that make up each of the organs in the body are holding anger, resentment, unforgiveness, bitterness, sadness, all of those things, that's creating a toxic soil from where all that nourishment grows. So it's worth going through the physical body as well, and of course the energetic side of those organs as well, and cleansing, balancing, harmonizing, clearing them out, loving them, telling your liver every day how much you love it. Tell your spleen every day how wonderful a job it's doing. Tell your pancreas that it's amazing. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the more love you can send to your internal organs as well, the more they're going to serve you. They're just communities of cells after all, which is what we are. We're just communities of cells. The body, anyway, the physical part is housing this incredible spirit, or rather the incredible spirit is housing the body. The spirit is far, far more vast, as you know. So are we done? Are we done with the mop up? Yeah. Was it successful? Will it hold? Couldn't get my words out then. Okay, is there anything else to do at this time? Any other business? Anything else that we need to do now? No. Let's just have a look where it's held now. It feels a lot lighter for anyone that's watching this here. Much, much lighter. So we're at 100% positive, 0% negative. Are we on this chart? Okay, so where are we? That's where I can feel the change. So yeah, I can really feel the change there. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got what you needed out of that for all you people out there. And have a good day. Any questions, anything like that, just pop them in the comments down below. If you're interested in my services, pop onto my website. Oops, a bit screwy. www.carolinecousins.com, and all the details of everything, and also my Udemy courses as well. Meditation courses are on there too. Have a fabulous day. Love you all. Bye.